Hello, this is lesson 4 on news translation, and today's lesson is about translating the lead, the news lead. As we said before, the lead should cover the most important facts, the 5 W's, who, what, where, when, and why. Usually the sentence should be around 16 words or 18, not more than 20 words, but the lead should be longer than that because the English lead usually consists of only one sentence. So the lead should be at least 25 words up to 40 words. However, the Chinese lead is much longer than that, and it may come in 2 sentences. The Chinese lead could be up to 50 words or even 100 words. And it should be very straightforward, very clear, very simple. This is in English, but in the Chinese usually they use this literary language, but in English it's just very straightforward. The types, there are several types of lead. There is summary lead, there is main fact lead, descriptive lead, quotation lead. Let's go through the characteristics of writing a lead. The characteristics of the news lead: number 1, the language clarity. The language should be very clear, very simple, very lucid, express the contents in the fewest words possible. The contents, main points, as I said, it must include the 5 W's, and it should be eye-catching. It should really get the attention and the interest of your audience, your reader, the readers to go on reading. It must begin with the most important facts. There are several types of lead. The first type is called summary lead, and it contains the features of other types of leads. So it summarizes the news facts in a descriptive style, and it has to be very interesting and eye-catching and to attract the readers to go on reading. Always avoid beginning the sentence with a prepositional phrase. Don't say, for example, in a 1 bus accident early this morning. You don't report it in this way. So the English lead comes in 1 sentence only. It could be up to 40 words or maybe even more sometimes. And it should contain the 5 W's, as I said. While the Chinese lead comes in 2 or even 3 sentences. Do not begin your lead with a name unless it's the name of a president or a PM, someone who is very, very and really famous. And always begin your lead with who and what. Who followed by what, not by where and when. This is in the English. The Chinese, of course, they have different structure. They start with when. They start with the date, not as the English end the sentence with the time and the date. Where to put the news source? Where to put your source? In the English lead, put your source at the end of the lead, but in the Chinese lead, always start your lead with your source. Always start with the source in Chinese, but in English is at the end of the lead. How to refer to your source? If it's a known source, you may say, for example, said the police. After you quote, you put your quote, you quote the police, then at the end you say said the police, or said the Hong Kong government announced, for example. Said the police, 警方称, or the Hong Kong government announced, 香港政府宣布. But in Chinese, as you say, 香港政府宣布什么什么, it comes at the beginning. 警方称什么什么. But if your source is unknown, you may refer to your source as said judicial sources, for example, 法律界人士. Authoritative sources, said authoritative sources, 专为消息, or 专为人士. Diplomatic sources, this is all unknown sources, diplomat, 外交人士. Highly placed sources, 高层消息, 高层人士. Military sources, official sources, 军方消息, 军方人士, 官方消息, 官方人士, and so on. Or you can say reliable sources when you don't want to mention. Sometimes you don't know the name of the person who delivers the news to you, reveals the news to you, or sometimes you know but he doesn't want to be known, to be mentioned. So you keep his identity unknown. Or you may say well-informed sources, sources close to 接近什么什么方面人士. Or you can refer to it as according to an anonymous source. 根据秘闻透露姓名的消息人士称. Or just it is said. 据说 it is understood. 据了解 reports say. 据报道 rumors say. 据谣传 The words or the verb said, police said. Not every time you need to translate it as 说. It can be 说 or 称, 指出, 宣布, 表示, and so on. Source or sources can be translated as 消息 or 人士. Military sources said. 根据军方人士说. 根据军方人士称. 根据军方消息. Spokesman, 发言人. Spokeswoman, you don't need to translate it as 女发言人. Spokeswoman also can be translated as 发言人. That's it for lesson 4. I hope it's useful and see you in lesson 5. Bye bye.
فكر في واجبك كما تفكر في حقك، واعمل طلبا للإتقان لا طلبا للشهرة والجزاء، ولا تنتظر من الناس أكثر مما يحق للناس أن ينتظروه منك.